Good morning and happy 4th of July to you all here from the David 3000 Network. It is episode number 15 of DMS 3000 News Live, and I am your host with the most today, Jason DeCanio. Yes, indeed. Welcome to the show. On this July 4th, 2023, we are looking at, of course, Independence Day. I've got my red, white, and blue on, as I promised you on yesterday's show. So I stick to what I can promise you. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's show very much. Today, we're going to be looking at what else goes with Independence Day. Well, fireworks, yes. And we'll look at the history of fireworks and give you all of the great, the safety precautions and all that taken. So make sure you heed the warnings if there's anything coming up in this show that has to do with safety. We want you to be safe. Also, too, we'll be looking at fireworks by Grucci. Yes, the Grucci family. They are one of the premier families of firework displays and setups and shows. If you've seen any of their work in like New York or in California, some big places where they set up over the waters, they're probably there doing that right now. So the Grucci family, we'll look at them and give you a little bit of historic background on their wonderful work with fireworks. And what's cooking on your barbecue today? Well, we have a lot of great food for all you hungry people out there that are going to be doing events with the family and friends today. So we're going to look at what's cooking on the barbecue, give you some ideas of some great foods that you might want to bring to the family barbecue today or picnic or however you're setting up today. We'll give you that cooking like you wouldn't believe. And speaking of cooking, well, what's fireworks and Independence Day without the Nathan's hot dog eating contest? That's right. We'll go to Coney Island and look at the contest, give you a little bit of historic background on it, and see if Mr. Joey Chestnut again can reign supreme and beat his old record from last year. How that all started, I don't know, but we'll give you the updates on it as well, okay? Plus, of course, we've got headlines, sports, and, of course, what day is today? Well, what day is today? It's Independence Day. That's what it is, So we'll look at all of that. Plus, of course, we've got the headlines and the sports. We're going to do that right now. We've got headlines coming up, so let's look at them. Here are the 5 things to know about the state of the economy this Independence Day. Yes, as the U.S. celebrates its birthday with hot dogs and fireworks, the economy continues to grow. The job market is strong, but inflation and rising interest rates are keeping recession fears alive. Yes. And what heat dome? There's still skiing in Colorado? Yep. Colorado's big winter means there's still enough snow to ski and snowboard on this 4th of July weekend. Very interesting. Russia says it foiled Ukrainian drone attacks on Moscow. Authorities in Ukraine, which generally avoid commenting on attacks on Russian soil, didn't say whether it launched the drone raid. Yeah, that means they're playing Putin's playing possum again. Yep. Gunman opens fire on Philadelphia streets, killing 5 and wounding 2. At least 5 people were killed and 2 boys injured Monday night when a gunman wearing a bulletproof vest opened fire in a Philadelphia neighborhood, police say. Over a cheesesteak, probably? I don't know, but why would you kill 5, wound 2, because you didn't have your cheesesteak? Feed the man the cheesesteak, freeze, please, Activists spurred by affirmative action ruling challenge legacy admissions at Harvard. Yes, the practice of giving priority to the children of alumni has faced growing pushback in the wake of last week's Supreme Court's decision ending affirmative action in higher education. Abortion access could continue to change in 2 years after the overturn of Roe v. Wade. Yeah, it's already harder to get an abortion in many places, and access is likely to be limited more with the passage of new laws. Fireworks can make bad air quality even worse. For some cities, the answer is drones. After days of smoky conditions caused by Canadian wildfires, some U.S. cities are looking to play it safe this 4th of July with innovative alternatives to their firework displays. Beloved chain Christmas Tree Shops is expected to liquidate all of its stores. The retailer has filed for bankruptcy in May, hoping to emerge out of it as a stronger, more stable business by August. But as revenues continue to plummet, that future appeared more bleak. Hong Kong police issue arrest warrants for 8 political activists living in exile. Hong Kong accuses them of violating China's national security law and is offering a bounty for their capture. The 8, including activist Nathan Law, are wanted for collusion with foreign forces. New Zealand becomes first country to ban single-use produce bags at grocery stores. You see, we told you it was going to happen. The nation has banned the bags that typically hold vegetables and fruit. Recyclable, biodegradable, or plant-based plastic bags are also included in the ban, making it any more difficult to go shopping for the simple things in life, folks. Yeah. Week in Russia, Ukraine, Wagner mutiny rattles Moscow as counteroffensive creeps along. Catch up on key developments and the latest in-depth coverage of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. And the first supermoon of the year will light up the night sky Monday evening. Yep. Monday's moon is a so-called supermoon because it will be both full and located close to Earth on its elliptical orbit around our planet. Very nice. And those are the headlines for today, July 4th, 2023. All right. Let's see who's in the room today. No, nobody's watching today yet. Maybe we'll get some people in later on in the program. Okay. Well, let's get over now to the sports. There was some pretty much action yesterday. We're going to take you right into the scores and everything and get you on your way here. Yesterday, these were all finals. It was the Dodgers over the Pirates 5-2. Pirates still trying to find themselves in a tough race battle with the Brewers. It was the Mariners 6, Giants 5. The Padres upset the Angels 10-3. It was the Twins over the Royals 8-4. Braves win again, still showing that they are the dominant team in the NL East. 4-2 win over the Guardians. It was the Yankees upsetting the Orioles 6-3, putting more pressure now on, on the Orioles to try to catch the Rays. Yeah, catch the Rays, right? Astros over the Rangers 12-11. What a game that was as the Astros come out on top and continue to try to catch the Texas Rangers. And they keep doing it with wins like that. They're going to be on top of the division sooner or later. It was the Brewers over the Cubs 8-6. Reds beat the Nationals, edged them, and continue their winning ways 3-2. Marlins 5, Cardinals 4. Marlins still hanging on by at least 4.5 behind the Braves for that division lead. It was also, let's see, I think I got the rest of the scores. Yep, that's all it is. Today's games are going to be Reds and Nationals at 11:05. The Yankees will host the Orioles at Yankee Stadium at 1:05 today. Marlins will host the Cardinals in Miami, 1:10. 1:35 today, the Red Sox will play the Rangers in Boston. Minnesota will host the Royals at 2:10. And the Diamondbacks will bring in the Mets at 4:10. You might see the game for those Mets fans. The Rays will host the Phillies at 4:10 in Tampa Bay. The Brewers against the Cubs at 4:10 in Milwaukee. And the Astros will face the Rockies in Houston at 4:10 today. The Giants will host the Mariners at 4:35. The Athletics go to Detroit to play the Tigers at 6:40. The Angels will go to the Padres at 6:40 tonight. The Braves will face the Guardians in Cleveland at 7:10. Blue Jays going to Chicago to face the White Sox at 8:10. And the late game has the Pirates visiting the Dodgers in L.A. at 9:10. So that is a look at what's going on there for the scores. Here's some news for you. Dodgers placed Clayton Kershaw on IL due to ailing left shoulder. Mike Trout exits with wrist injury, awaits test results. Philly slugger Harper to move family to Tennessee following the season. Braves' Ronald Acuna Jr. steals 40th base, becomes the first player in the AL or NL history to achieve that. And how the Detroit Tigers' Miguel Cabrera escaped a bad start in the final season. And there's rumors surfacing regarding Cardinals' benching of Wilson Contreras. Is it true? Draw your own conclusions. And the long, sad story of the stealing of the Oakland A's. Yes, it continues to get worse in Oakland as next year they will move over to Vegas, become the Vegas A's of the AL West. There you have it, folks. MLB scores, news, standings right now. Well, all you got to do is if you want to check out more MLB stuff, check out my buddies over at the Dugout Crew every Thursday afternoon at 5 o'clock. They'll talk about all of sports, all of baseball mainly, and give you their opinions, updates, and all the good stuff that they do it. And they do it in a way that's not only informative, but very funny as well, too. So shout out to all you guys, Joey, Jester, Eric Lima, David. I'll miss you. And a happy 4th of July to all of you. Okay? And let's look at the standings real quick. In the AL East, the Rays, well, because of their winning ways and the Orioles lost, the Orioles dropped to 6 games now. But the Orioles are still 15 games over 500. That's a good sign. The Yankees winning their game yesterday goes up to 9 games. Still 9 games back of the Rays. The Blue Jays are 11 back, and the Red Sox are 13 back. And the Minnesota Twins at 500 have the AL Central Division, with the Guardians 1 game back. Detroit's 4.5. Chicago White Sox 6 games, and the lowly Royals on the bottom at 17.5, back at 25 and 60. In the AL West, the Rangers, well, with that loss to the Astros yesterday, they are still 50 and 35 with 15 games over 500. The Astros narrowing the gap though at 47 and 38, 3 games back. And the Angels are behind them, 45 and 42, 6 games back. Mariners at 41 and 42, 8 back. And the lowly Athletics at 23 and 63, 27.5 games back. Now we go to the National League. The Braves again, 30 games over 500. Division lead as always. The Marlins, well, because of their loss, now they're still 12 games over 500, but 9 back of the division. Phillies, 44 and 39 at 12.5. Mets, 38 and 46, 19 games back. And the lowly Nationals on the bottom of the NL East at 34 and 50, 23 games back. The Brew Crew and the Reds tied for the division of the NL Central. That Central Division right now is cooking. It's cooking, folks. 26 and 39. Brewers and Reds share the top spot with the Pirates at 39 and 45, 6.5 back. The Cubs, 7 games back at 38 and 45. And the struggling Cardinals, 35 and 49, only 10 games, 10.5 back. Now, the NL West. Look at this, guys. Arizona Diamondbacks still first place today. 50 and 35, 15 games over 500. They play the Mets today, so if the Mets want to really kind of chunk into the Diamondbacks' lead, they're going to have to win at least 2 out of 3 starting today. May be a patriotic day for them. But the Diamondbacks, 50 and 35, lead the NL West Division. The Dodgers, 10 games over 500, only 2.5 back at 47 and 37. The Giants, 46 and 39, 4 games back. Padres, 39 and 46, 11 games back. And the Rockies, 17.5, 20 games under 500 at 33 and 53. And there you have it, folks. The MLB sports updates. Remember, you can go to MLB.com, look at all the good stuff that's there, and get ready for the All-Star Game, which is coming up next week. And we'll talk about the All-Star Game a little bit more as we get closer to it next Monday on DMS 3000 News Live. All right. It's 8:15 right now here at WJDC Studios in beautiful Oviedo, Florida for the DMS 3000 News Live. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at what's going on with today, what day is today, and we'll get that we'll play that early and then start you off with the history of the fireworks. So, with all that said and done, we'll be right back.
The name Progresso means progress in Italian, but we don't put too much progress in our soup. Where we come from, you don't fool around with a classic soup recipe, which is why our minestrone is still a classic. We still think chicken noodle soup should be more chicken than noodle. That may not be progress, but it's delicious. It's not that Progresso is against progress. It's just that too much progress would spoil the Progresso.
Every 2 seconds, somebody bangs up a car. Making him look like new again keeps 185,000 auto body specialists on the job. At Apex Tech, we have a training program to get you ready for this kind of work in 6 months. The latest unibody frame straightening equipment. We show you how to operate it. Auto glass, welding. You learn by working alongside a professional. Precision grinding and finishing. Finally, painting and pinstriping. Not many jobs give you the satisfaction of seeing your finished product. Now tell me, is there any part of this you think you couldn't learn? Give us a call now, and we'll pick out a time, day or evening, for you to come in to our shops in person, talk about job placement and what kind of financial help from the government you may be entitled to towards your training, and look over the professional tools you get to keep when you finish your training. 924-7373. Give us a call. Our switchboard is open now.
Make your home the showplace of your neighborhood. At last, a beautiful house that's really maintenance-free. Garden State Brick Face is 3 layers of tough, steel-reinforced cement that will seal and insulate your home. Brick face, stucco, or stone face. Our skilled craftsmen will create a beautiful, customized, maintenance-free exterior on your home. Call now for a free estimate.
For a free estimate, call 1-800-228-6600. Call now or look us up in the yellow pages under brick.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. PC Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years and here for you always.
Beat the heat! Beat the heat with a fan or air conditioner from Crazy Eddie. Get the guaranteed lowest sale prices anywhere on electric fans and air conditioners. It's going to be a long, hot summer, and the prices of electric fans and air conditioners are going to go up, up, up with the temperature. So get an electric fan or air conditioner on sale from Crazy Eddie now. Shop around, get the lowest sale prices you can find, then go to Crazy Eddie and he'll beat them. So be cool and beat the heat. See Crazy Eddie now. His prices are insane.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it. Ay. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. I work out. Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Hey, Herbert Fisher. Have you met Herb Grant?
Herb Grant, Tacoma.
Herb's in the plumbing business.
Yeah, I'm all backed up.
Herb, you know these bums? Herb Riddick, Herb Kaplan. Hi. So, the wife and kids are good?
Herb Jr.'s almost 12.
Whoa, next thing you know, there'll be a Herbert Jr. Jr.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another? Well, we'll look at the 9X Yellow Pages, the history of that next week on the program. Should be a fun little tidbit to tell you about a book that had spanned almost 40 years worth of us looking up phone numbers and trying to get specific businesses and such. Nowadays, all you have to do is go on the internet to look at that. In fact, the book has shrunk so much, we don't even know if it's even a book anymore. Well, we are back right now at this is July 4th here, friends. Happy 4th of July to you, our Patriot Day as well. And hope you're having a good morning, waking up with us here. We're here for 2 hours, so we're going to enjoy every bit of it. In fact, today we're going to do what day is today early because we've got a lot of things to cover. So as you know, today is Independence Day. And one of the days, as you know, we give you a little kickoff of that. So Americans today, like I said, they come together on July 4th to celebrate the nation's birthday and Independence Day. And on this day, most Americans enjoy grills in their backyards, at beaches, or in parks. Some partake in parades or marches and enjoy the fireworks that are often launched at dusk. And we kick off the festivities with details, trivia, and anything else you need to know about Independence Day. Happy 4th. Well, the American glory of red, white, and blue is celebrated today, and I'm wearing it, you know. Although most of us already had this history lesson in school, we probably weren't really paying attention as the clock ticked closer to recess or the end of the day. But we can't fully appreciate our freedoms if we don't know how we got them. And more importantly, how close we came to losing them. The story of America's independence is truly fascinating with more historical twists and turns than we can possibly get into here. But at least we can get you started with the basics. So, in the 1700s, America wasn't really a nation of United States. Instead, there were 13 colonies with distinct personalities. From 1763 to 1773, a span of 10 years, Britain's King George III increasingly placed pressure on the colonies as he and the British Parliament enacted a succession of draconian taxes and laws on them. Excessive taxes on British luxury goods like tea and sugar were designed to benefit the British Crown without any regard for the hardships of the colonists. By 1764, the phrase taxation without representation is tyranny spread throughout the colonies as the rallying cry of outrage. The more the colonists rebelled, the more King George doubled down with force. So imagine if enemy soldiers not only had the right to enter your home, but the soldiers could demand that you feed and house them. The Quartering Act of 1765 allowed British soldiers to do just that. But the Stamp Act of 1765 became the straw that broke the colonists' backs. Passed by Parliament in March, this act taxed any piece of printed paper, including newspapers, legal documents, ships, papers, and even playing cards. As the colonial grumbling got louder and bolder, in the fall of 1768, British ships arrived in Boston Harbor as a show of force. Now remember, the British Navy dominated the seas all over the world due to the far-reaching presence of the British Empire. Tensions boiled over on March 5th, 1770, in Boston Harbor during a street fight between a group of colonists and British soldiers. The soldiers fired shots that killed 47-year-old Crispus Attucks, the first American and black man to die, along with 3 other colonists in the Boston Massacre. 1773, the Boston Tea Party, from which today's Tea Party Republicans get their name, erupted when colonists disguised as Mohican Indians raided a British ship, dumping all the tea overboard to avoid paying the taxes. Continued pressure led to resistance and the start of the Revolutionary War in the towns of Lexington and Concord, when a militia of patriots battled British soldiers on April 19, 1775. Conditions were ripe for American independence. When the first battles in the Revolutionary War broke out in April of 1775, only a handful of colonists wished for total independence from Great Britain, and those who did were considered extremists. However, halfway through the following year, many more colonists had come to lean more toward independence as a result of growing hostility towards Britain and the spread of revolutionary views like those conveyed in the best-selling pamphlet published in early 1776 by Thomas Paine called Common Sense. June 7th, 1776. The Continental Congress met at the Pennsylvania State House, later Independence Hall in Philadelphia, and Richard Henry Lee, the Virginia delegate introduced a motion calling for the independence of the colonies. Amid heated debate, Congress rescheduled the vote on Lee's resolution, but appointed a 5-man committee, including Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, John Adams of Massachusetts, Roger Sherman of Connecticut, Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania, and Robert R. Livingston of New York, to draft a formal statement justifying the defect from Great Britain. On July 2nd, 1776, in a virtually unanimous vote, the Continental Congress voted in favor of Lee's resolution for independence, and on July 4th, it formally adopted the Declaration of Independence, which had been written largely by Jefferson. Ultimately, the drafting of the Declaration of Independence was a contentious process. After much debate over what to include and what to leave out, Thomas Jefferson, tasked with pulling the document together, envisioned a nation where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness crystallized the very meaning of being an American. The document proclaimed the 13 American colonies' liberation from Britain and reaffirmed their rights as free men, declaring that they were no longer subject and subordinate to the monarch of Britain, King George III, and were now united, free, and independent states. John Adams wrote to his wife Abigail that July 2nd will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival, and that the celebration should include pomp and parade, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other. By an extraordinary coincidence, Thomas Jefferson and John Adams, the only two signatories of the Declaration of Independence, later to serve as presidents of the United States, both died on the same day, July 4th, 1826, which was the 50th anniversary of the Declaration. Although not a signatory of the Declaration of Independence, James Monroe, another founding father who was elected as president, also died on July 4th, 1831, making him the third president who died on the anniversary of independence. The only U.S. president to have been born on Independence Day was Calvin Coolidge, who was born on July 4th, 1872. Well, you know the timeline, 1763, the 10-year timeline, started all with the King George's taxes, the Stamp Act, the shots heard around the world in 1770, the ever-popular Boston Tea Party, and then, of course, we get our Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776, which now marks 247 years of independence from the British. 1941, Independence Day becomes a federal holiday. Doesn't become, we don't get off from school until 1941. In 1950, we established Independence Day traditions like barbecues, parades, flag-raising ceremonies, and fireworks. 1976, the bicentennial. Yes, America celebrates the country's 200th birthday. The U.S. Mint issues a special bicentennial quarter with new designs featuring all 50 states. So then you got Independence Day around the world. Now, here, American Independence Day parades go way back. By the summer of 1776, Americans celebrated the death of British rule with mock funerals, revelry, and feasting. Americans still love to celebrate, and if you're seeking a truly authentic experience, travel to Bristol, Rhode Island, home of America's oldest Independence Day parade since 1785. Watch Fife and Drum Corps, marching bands, cartoon characters, and celebrities in vintage cars. On Independence Day, we haul out family recipes for chili, barbecue ribs, chicken, and even tofu. We savor Louisiana gumbo and Maine lobster boils. There are zesty potato salads and delicious sweet corn roasted on the cob. Pies and cakes are laid out. Independence Day lets you get your patriotic grub on. They chirp, whiz, and bang. Fireworks originated with the ancient Chinese that spread to Europe and later added colorful displays to early American Independence Day events. Both Boston and Philadelphia launched fireworks on July 4th, 1777. John Adams told his wife Abigail that Independence Day ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, bonfires, and illumination. This year, enjoy your Independence Day finale with a phantasmagorical fireworks display. And here are Independence Day by the numbers. 2.5 million. That's the estimated number of people living in the newly independent nation in 1776. 327 million, the estimated population of the country 5 years ago, 2018. 56 is the number of signers of the Declaration of Independence. First signer was John Hancock. That's why we have that old saying, please give us your John Hancock, your signature. 70 is the age of the oldest of the signers, Benjamin Franklin. $4 million, that's the dollar value of U.S. imports of American flags in 2013. 781,222 is the dollar value of U.S. flags exported in 2013. 302.7 million is the annual dollar value of shipments of fabricated flags, banners, and similar emblems by the country's manufacturers. And 1 in 4 is the number of people who will set off their own fireworks. Yeah, take the dangerous risk. 150 million is the number of wieners consumed on the holiday nationwide. Yep. So read the Declaration of Independence as one of your activities. You know, most Americans have never actually read the Declaration of Independence. But if it weren't for this short but historically significant document, they may not have been able to spend the day grilling or lighting fireworks and definitely wouldn't have had the day off. And watch the fireworks. You know, it's a blast in more ways than one. Gazing at fireworks on the 4th is a tradition that goes back centuries. In fact, John Adams alluded to this type of celebration in a letter he wrote to his wife on July 3rd of 1776. And visit a national landmark or historical site. America is full of fascinating historical landmarks and sites, no matter where in the country you live. There is almost certainly a site of historical importance nearby. Some ideas could include a Native American reservation, a Civil War battleground, a government building, or a war memorial. And here are 5 fascinating facts about the Declaration of Independence. John Adams refused July 4th, because the actual vote for independence took place on July 2nd. John Adams refused to recognize celebrations for July 4th. Technically, the Declaration of Independence was finalized on July 4th, but most of the signers actually signed the document on August 2nd of 1776. There were some edits and revisions. Yes, there were a total of 86 edits made to the original draft written by Thomas Jefferson. And the Declaration of Independence was penned down formally so that colonies seeking foreign allies could legally declare themselves free from the British. So independence wasn't the only reason. And number 5, it's not a map, but this isn't a treasure map as shown in the movie National Treasure, but there is actually something written on the back of the Declaration of Independence. The original Declaration of Independence dates 4th July 1776. And finally, why we love Independence Day. It's the most delicious day of the summer. There are a few days of the year that offer as much food variety as the 4th of July. Steak? Check. Chicken wings? Yep. Fresh strawberry pie? Absolutely. Macaroni and cheese? You got it. No matter what you're craving, it's sure to be available on Independence Day, even if you're craving Chinese food and sushi. When we're all in this together, admit it, the 4th of July makes you feel giddy. Maybe it's the parades, the barbecues, or most likely the fireworks. This is the one night of the year you can watch the sky light up while surrounded by children laughing, dogs barking, and patriotic music playing. And you can wear whatever you want as long as it's red, white, and blue. You know that bandana you never got to wear? Yeah, that decades-old t-shirt with an American flag on it? Those are all fair game on Independence Day, as long as they're red, white, and blue. And there you have it, friends. What day is today? Happy 4th of July to all of you. We've got some comments here. Cypress TV says happy 4th and a happy 4th to you, and I hope everything is well with you today on DMS 3000 News Live. We're going to come back later in the program and look at other things that are happening on the 4th of July, but we've got our important stuff to go with, and right now we're going to look at the history of fireworks. We have it right here for you. So I'm going to type in history of fireworks and give you the lowdown on that. So, fireworks are a class of low explosive pyrotechnic devices used for aesthetic and entertainment purposes. They are most commonly used in fireworks displays, also called fireworks show or pyrotechnics, combining a large number of devices in an outdoor setting. Such displays are the focal point of many cultural and religious celebrations. But you probably already knew that. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Fireworks take many forms to produce 4 primary effects: noise, light, smoke, and floating materials, confetti most notably. They may be designed to burn with color flames and sparks, including red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and silver. And they are generally classified by where they perform, either ground or aerial. Aerial fireworks may have their own propulsion, skyrocket, or be shot into the air by a mortar, which is an aerial shell. Most fireworks consist of a paper or pasteboard tube or casing filled with the combustible material, often pyrotechnic stars. And a number of these tubes or cases may be combined so as to make, when kindled, a great variety of sparkling shapes, often variously colored, and a skyrocket is a common form of firework, although the first skyrockets were used in warfare. The aerial shell, however, is the backbone of today's commercial aerial display, and a smaller version for consumer use is known as the Festival Ball in the United States. Fireworks were originally invented in China, and China remains the largest manufacturer and exporter of fireworks in the world. Silent fireworks displays are becoming popular due to concerns that noise effects traumatize pets, wildlife, and some humans. However, these are not a new type of firework, and they are not completely silent. Silent firework displays refers to displays which simply exclude large, spectacular, noisy fireworks and make greater use of smaller, quieter devices. The Italian town of Collicchio switched to silent fireworks in 2015. So, the history. The earliest fireworks came from China during the Song Dynasty from 960 to 1279. Fireworks were used to accompany many festivities. The art and science of firework making has developed into an independent profession, and in China, pyrotechnicians were respected for their knowledge of complex techniques in mounting firework displays. During the Han Dynasty, that's 202 BC to 220 AD, people threw bamboo stems into a fire to produce an explosion with a loud sound. In later times, gunpowder packed into small containers was used to mimic the sounds of burning bamboo. Exploding bamboo stems and gunpowder firecrackers were interchangeably known as bao shu or baogan. And it was during the Song Dynasty that people manufactured the first firecrackers, comprising tubes made from rolled sheets of paper containing gunpowder and a fuse. They also strung these firecrackers together into large clusters known as bine or bine pow, which is a whip cannon, so the firecrackers could be set off one by one in close sequence. By the 12th and possibly the 11th century, the term baozang was used to specifically refer to gunpowder firecrackers. During the Song Dynasty, many of the common people could purchase various kinds of fireworks from market vendors. Grand displays of fireworks were also known to be held. In 1110, a large fireworks display in a marital demonstration was held to entertain Emperor Yuzong of Song and his court. A record from 1264 states that a rocket-propelled firework went off near the Empress Dowager Gong Sheng, and startled her during a feast held in her honor by her son, Emperor Lizong of Song. Rocket propulsion was common in warfare, as evidenced by the Hulong Jing, compiled by Liu Bowen and Zhao Yu. In 1240, the Arabs acquired knowledge of gunpowder and its uses from China. A Syrian named Hassan al-Rama wrote of rockets, fireworks, and other incendiaries, using terms that suggested he derived his knowledge from Chinese sources, such as his references to fireworks as Chinese flowers. We're going to take a break. It's 8:41. We'll come back and look at more of the history of fireworks right after this.
The Buzzer Academy of Hosting presents Tossing to Commercial.
We'll continue playing Fastword in just a moment, right after these messages.
We've got these messages for you. So come on back. We'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll pause with these words.
Don't you dare go away.
Don't go away. Don't go away.
You say you want more? We'll be right back with more.
For more lessons, keep it right here on Buzzer.
Check your cable listing for Buzzer or watch WBNX 55.2.
The government says we can make our Hebrew national franks from frozen beef. We don't. They say we can add meat byproducts. We don't. They say we can add meat fillers. We can't. We're kosher and have to answer to an even higher authority. New Hebrew National Light Franks. 100% fresh kosher beef, 100% Hebrew National delicious. With less fat, sodium, and calories. Original or new light. We answer to a higher authority.
Melissa, what time is it? I don't know.
You mean to tell me you got 4 watches on that arm and not one of them tells the time?
It's a look, Dad.
A look?
A look.
Does that explain the war paint around the eyes?
It's the latest eyeliner, Dad.
So, Michael, when did you get electrocuted?
That's Moose, Jerry. My brother, the fashion victim.
Me? Come on, you use so much hairspray they could hold you solely responsible for the hole in the ozone layer.
Why do I get the feeling I'm putting the bill for you two to look like a couple of yo-yos?
Because you are, dear. Where's the dog? Getting his legs waxed.
Pass the iced tea.
4C, the official iced tea of the Davis family.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a former drill sergeant make a terrible therapist?
And that's why yellow makes me sad, I think.
That's interesting. You know what makes me sad?
You do! Maybe we should chug on over to Mamby-Pamby land, where maybe we can find some self-confidence for you, you jackwagon!
Tissue? Right, baby.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Go meat! Go meat! I said a beef hot links!
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 I said a brat beef kielbasa hot smoked sausage cheddar wurst!
I said a brat beef kielbasa hot smoked sausage cheddar wurst!
When I say Hillshire, you say farm! Hillshire!
Farm! Go meat!
This is just a flat old tater chip. It's just flat. It's just tater. It's just an old chip. But now this is a new Cajun spice ruffle potato chip. Look at them ridges full of cayenne pepper, onion, garlic, paprika. Oh, this is Cajun spice. Ain't nothing flat about it.
Try new Cajun Spice Ruffles brand potato chips with a feisty, spicy bite in every crunch. It's the new taste that won't leave you flat.
Oh, boy, they want them without guarantee.
You've got it made.
Fast in the oven, faster yet in the microwave.
In just 10 minutes, you got it made.
There's only one pie with this much real fruit and a crust this tender and flaky in its own microwave pan.
In minutes, this pie. In just 10 minutes, you got it made. Yeah.
I wish we had pie in 10 minutes as well. That's pretty good right there. Welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. I'm your host, Jason Icanio. On this July 4, 2023, episode 15 is upon us. It's 8:45 in the morning. I hope you are enjoying your day on this Independence Day as well. We got a lot more to cover. We're going to continue our look of the history of fireworks. We'll give you a little more information right now about that. Let's see. Colored fireworks were developed from earlier Chinese application of chemical substances to create colored smoke and fire. And such application appears in the Hulongjing and Wubuzi, which describes recipes, several of which used low nitrate gunpowder to create military signal smokes with various colors. It goes on to say there are several recipes with no low nitrate gunpowder and other chemical substances to tint the flames in the smoke. These included, for instance, arsenical sulfide from yellow, copper acetate for green, lead carbonate for lilac white, and mercurius chloride for white as well. The Chinese pyrotechnics were described by the French author Antoine Caliet. It's certain that the variety of colors which the Chinese have the secret of giving to flame is the greatest mystery of their fireworks. The English geographer Sir John Barrow wrote, "The diversity of colors, indeed, with which the Chinese have the secret of clothing fire seems to be the chief merit of their pyrotechny." Fireworks were produced in Europe by the 14th century, becoming popular by the 17th century. Lev Ismailov, ambassador of Peter the Great, once reported from China, "They make such fireworks that no one in Europe has ever seen." In 1758, the Jesuit missionary Pierre Nicolas Le Charon de Incarville, living in Beijing, wrote about the methods and composition of Chinese fireworks to the Paris Academy of Sciences, which published the account 5 years later. Amédée Francois Frazier published his revised work, which is the Treatise on Fireworks, in 1747, covering the recreational and ceremonial uses of fireworks rather than their military uses. Music for the royal fireworks was composed by George Frederick Handel in 1749 to celebrate the peace treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle, which has been declared that previous year. And prior to the 19th century and the advent of modern chemistry, the fireworks, must have been relatively dull and unexciting. Berthollet in 1786 discovered that oxidations with potassium chloride resulted in a violet emission. Where am I looking at? Hello. Okay. Subsequent developments revealed that oxidations with the chlorates of barium, strontium, and copper and sodium result in intense emission of bright colors. The isolation of metallic magnesium and aluminum marked another breakthrough, as these metals burn with an intense silvery light. And of course, improper use of fireworks is dangerous both to the person operating them and to the bystanders. In addition, they may start fires on landing, and for this reason, the use of fireworks is legally restricted in many countries. In such countries, display fireworks are restricted for use by professionals. Smaller consumer versions may or may not be available to the public. Birds and animals, both domestic and wild, can be frightened by their noise, leading to them running away, often into danger, or hurting themselves on fences or in other ways in an attempt to escape the perceived danger. Frightened birds also may abandon nests and not return to complete rearing their young. There's also pollution issues, which the governments have basically put the ban on, and more stuff that each country has its own policies and procedures. So that is a look at the history. So the history of the firework is traced all the way back to Chinese history, folks. But now we have fireworks by Grucci. Yes, by Grucci, the American Fireworks Company. Put that up on the next thing there. Here we go. The Grucci family. Yes, you probably heard of them before. They're an American fireworks company headquartered in Bellport on New York's Long Island. It has been a family-run business since 1850. The company's main fireworks office and operations are in Bellport, New York, with a manufacturing and government work factory in Radford, Virginia. Now, according to the American Pyrotechnics Association, an industry trade group, Fireworks by Grucci is one of the nation's premier pyrotechnics firms. The company traces its pyrotechnic roots to Bari, Italy, where Angelo Lanzetta reportedly was an apprentice to an Italian fireworks family. Lanzetta was the great-great-grandfather of Felix Grucci Sr., after whom the company was named. Grucci Sr. continued to develop the company with such innovations as the stringless shell, which improved fireworks safety by eliminating burning fallout. The company also developed mock atomic bomb tests for the Department of Defense. The Grucci family received accolades for its performance on the Charles River in Boston during the 1976 bicentennial celebration, its first major performance outside the New York metropolitan area. Then in 1979, the Gruccis became the first American family to win the gold medal for the United States at the annual Monte Carlo International Fireworks Competition, an event revered by the fireworks industry as the most prestigious competition in the world. This also earned the family their nickname, America's First Family of Fireworks, from the New York Press. In 1983, disaster struck the company when an explosion at the company's factory in Bellport, New York, killed 2 family members and heavily damaged dozens of nearby homes. As a result, the company moved its operations from Bellport to Yaphank, New York, which was a more secluded area. In 2008, the company provided fireworks for a party on Staten Island to celebrate Julius Naso, a film producer and friend of the Gotti family getting out of prison. Grucci's Brookhaven facility is set in a tightly controlled enclosure. Safety is kept at a premium by using caution signs, 8-foot-high barbed wire fencing, and huge sand and gravel barriers. In addition, copper plates are placed on the outside of the assembly buildings to discharge static, while no more than 4 workers are allowed at a time in any one building. Fireworks by Grucci has adopted the use of technology, including the use of computers, to electronically fire the shells. It has also switched from using the traditionally used cardboard gun barrels to fiberglass and steel, which is better able to absorb a misfire. And they've had some pretty well noteworthy displays. They have produced fireworks displays for various United States and international events, including 7 consecutive U.S. presidential inaugurations, beginning with Ronald Reagan, Statue of Liberty Centennial in 1986, the Brooklyn Bridge Centennial, the Olympic Games in Lake Placid, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Beijing, and more. World's Fair in Knoxville, Tennessee, New Orleans, Los Angeles, and Daejeon, Korea. Dubai 2014 fireworks display, a Guinness World Record, including, get this, 479,651 shells fired in just 6 minutes on New Year's Eve at a rate of almost 80K shells per minute and 1,332 fireworks per second. They also had Donald Trump's 2019 Salute to America. 4th of July 2019 event used Grucci fireworks. Donald Trump's 2020 Salute to America, the 2020 Republican National Convention, and they've also created displays in Florida and Hawaii. So, if you want to know more about the Grucci family, I advise you, this is not kidding, go look it up on YouTube. Reading Rainbow, Little Nino's Pizzeria is the name of the title of the show. Okay? The fireworks by Grucci and the history. They give you a display. They give you a little bit of a informative little segment about the Grucci family. You will see how they make the fireworks displays, talking about safety, talking about family traditions, and you will also see some of their footage from when they, flashed off the fireworks show in front of the Brooklyn Bridge. So all of that you can watch on YouTube if you want to get more information about fireworks by the Grucci family. 8:55 is WJDC studio time. Next up on the program, we're going to be looking at what's cooking on your barbecue today. And we've got some more stuff on National Holiday today, or what else we're going to be looking at. I've also found out that today was, get this, National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day, which we'll look at, and National Caesar Salad Day. So we've got two good favorite dishes that work well on the 4th of July. When we come back, we'll look at those and much more right after this.
The name Progresso means progress in Italian, but we don't put too much progress in our soup. Where we come from, you don't fool around with a classic soup recipe, which is why our minestrone is still a classic. We still think chicken noodle soup should be more chicken than noodle. That may not be progress, but it's delicious. It's not that Progresso is against progress. It's just that too much progress would spoil the Progresso.
Every 2 seconds, somebody bangs up a car. Making him look like new again keeps 185,000 auto body specialists on the job. At Apex Tech, we have a training program to get you ready for this kind of work in 6 months. The latest unibody frame straightening equipment. We show you how to operate it. Auto glass, welding. You learn by working alongside a professional. Precision grinding and finishing. Finally, painting and pinstriping. Not many jobs give you the satisfaction of seeing your finished product. Now tell me, is there any part of this you think you couldn't learn? Give us a call now, and we'll pick out a time, day or evening, for you to come in to our shops in person, talk about job placement and what kind of financial help from the government you may be entitled to towards your training, and look over the professional tools you get to keep when you finish your training. 924-7373. Give us a call. Our switchboard is open now.
Make your home the showplace of your neighborhood. At last, a beautiful house that's really maintenance-free. Garden State Brick Face is 3 layers of tough, steel-reinforced cement that will seal and insulate your home. Brick face, stucco, or stone face. Our skilled craftsmen will create a beautiful, customized, maintenance-free exterior on your home. Call now for a free estimate.
For a free estimate, call 1-800-228-6600. Call now, or look us up in the yellow pages under Brick.
It happens every day in the tri-state area, rain or shine. Our people get ready and open the doors. We're your neighbors, family, friends. Our kids go to school with your kids. We're not a national chain store. We're your hometown store. And it matters to us how you're treated, because we want you to come back time after time and year after year. PC Richard & Son, family owned and operated for 104 years, and here for you always.
Beat the heat! Beat the heat with a fan or air conditioner from Crazy Eddie. Get the guaranteed lowest sale prices anywhere on electric fans and air conditioners. It's going to be a long, hot summer, and the prices of electric fans and air conditioners are going to go up, up, up with the temperature. So get an electric fan or air conditioner on sale from Crazy Eddie now. Shop around, get the lowest sale prices you can find, then go to Crazy Eddie and he'll beat them. So be cool and beat the heat. See Crazy Eddie now. His prices are insane.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it.
Aye.
Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body. Girl, look at that body.
I work out.
Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Hey, Herbert Fisher. Have you met Herb Grant?
Herb Grant, Tacoma.
Herb's in the plumbing business.
Yeah, I'm all backed up.
Herb, you know these bums? Herb Riddick, Herb Kaplan.
Hi.
So, the wife and kids are good?
Herb Jr.'s almost 12.
Whoa, next thing you know, there'll be a Herbert Jr. Jr.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
And welcome back to the show here on this 4th of July day, July 4, 2023, episode 15 I'm Jason DeCanio, welcoming you back to DMS 3000 News Live, episode number 15. Well, we're continuing our look at 4th of July favorites here. I've got my patriotic shirt on, and I hope you're wearing your red, white, and blue as well. We've got a lot more to cover. And what's cooking on your barbecue today? Yes, we've got some interesting stuff, but also today there's more national things going on with the holidays other than just Independence Day. Today is National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day. And think about it. July 4th is also Independence Day, and the day is celebrated by grilling various kinds of meats and vegetables. Barbecue lunches are common, and everyone is eager to show off their grilling skills. Spare ribs were intended to be served grilled, short or long, over charcoal or gas, and in the heat of summer with various dips and sauces. That's the way to enjoy spare ribs. National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day reminds us that the summer is incomplete without a barbecue with friends, family, and spare ribs. So spare ribs are cut from the lower portion of the pig, and the ribs are severed from the breastbone behind the shoulder and taste a bit different from the rest of the body. Though ribs have more bone than meat, the fat in them makes spare ribs more tender than other kinds of ribs. Spare ribs are typically sold smoked, meaning you can easily grill them with a dry rub or some barbecue sauce. Spare ribs can be made more delicious and tender by an extremely long cooking time at a low temperature. And people all across the world enjoy the rich, succulent flavor of pork, and they all have their delicious recipes for spare ribs. I mean, the Chinese cut the ribs quite short, steam or fry them, and serve them with a flavorful sauce. The Cantonese prepare them with a sweet and savory sauce, and while some may skewer the ribs on long forks and cook in a covered oven, the Irish have their unique recipe too. In country Cork, people prepare spare ribs by boiling them and eating them with potatoes and turnips. This dish is known as bodis in Ireland, and in America, almost every community has its recipes for spare ribs. From bodis to Chinese braised spare ribs, you can taste every preparation in the country's restaurants. America is home to the most delicious spare ribs in the world, and grilling them has become an Independence Day tradition too. Even if you aren't much of a cook, you can enjoy National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day by having your fill of the delicious food. So it all started in 1909, commercially produced barbecue sauce. Heinz, well, they sell the first commercially manufactured barbecue sauce. It's amazing how that company has taken off and has still been an American tradition to this day. The electric grill was finally invented in 1944. George Foreman makes the first electric grill. Seriously, right? 1952, the modern barbecue grill. George Stephen builds the first modern barbecue grill. And then in 2006, well, Barbecue Nation, nationwide barbecue restaurants chain in India. There you go, right? Okay. So, what are the activities for today? Well, there's 3 of them. Go out for spare ribs. Celebrate National Barbecue Spare Ribs Day by treating yourself to some delicious spare ribs. This is the perfect celebration for those who don't grill or who would like to explore different recipes for spare ribs. And so you have never grilled spare ribs, right? Well, National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day is the perfect day to get started on your spare ribs journey. Try your hand at the family recipe or experiment with something new. And try a new spare ribs preparation. We all have our favorite spare ribs preparation, but why not taste something new on National Barbecue Spare Ribs Day? Get a taste of your friend's favorite spare ribs recipe or set out to find something you have never tasted before. And here are 5 facts about spare ribs. Its weight is predetermined. Spare ribs weigh between 2 to 5 pounds. The preparation time can be long, and the longest time taken to prepare spare ribs, get this, is 80 hours. 80 hours. Oh my goodness. They have less meat. Yes, they are a favorite for their delicious taste. There are 4 types of pork ribs. There are the baby backs, the country style, St. Louis, and spare ribs. and there's an ideal serving size too. The ideal serving size for ribs is 1 pound per person. Right. And why we love this holiday so much, which we didn't even know existed, well, it's America's favorite. Barbecued spare ribs are America's favorite grilled food. National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day is a celebration of America's recipes and cuisines. It's also an occasion to celebrate with the family. It's best enjoyed with friends and family. Gather your friends and family and treat them to a wonderful meal of barbecued spare ribs and grilled vegetables. It's a celebration of versatile food. Yes, National Barbecue Spare Ribs Day is also a celebration of the versatile food found in several cultures across the world, and the day unites us through common food habits. And there you have it, folks. National Barbecue Spare Ribs Day. And finally, I just happened to see this. This one is National Caesar Salad Day, and by golly, gee whiz, I'm going to enjoy a Caesar salad tonight for dinner. So, what a way to celebrate it, right? Okay, so you didn't think that National Caesar Salad Day occurs on July 4th, and just the fact that we have yet another food holiday is enough to get us on board. One of the most universally loved and known salads is the Caesar salad. So let's first have a look at what the salad actually is. A classic or traditional Caesar salad consists of croutons, fresh romaine lettuce, Parmesan, and a zippy dressing containing raw egg, Worcestershire sauce, lemon juice, garlic, salt, and pepper. Now, the best part is that there isn't a restaurant in the country that does not serve the Caesar salad or some version of it, especially if that restaurant is an Italian one. Contrary to popular belief, the salad is not in fact named after any of the emperors of ancient Rome. Rather, it is named after the Italian chef Caesar Cardini, who created this delectable salad after immigrating to the United States with his brother Alex and opening a restaurant in Tijuana, Mexico, called Caesar's. This happened during the Prohibition in the U.S. in the 1920s, which is the reason that Cardini opened his restaurant in Mexico in the first place. We bring you the most popular origin story of this famous salad, as it's also the most entertaining one. Perfect to relate to guests as they dig into their salads at your table. It was during the 4th of July holiday rush in 1924 that Cardini's restaurant began to run out of supplies. Not wanting to disappoint a list of elite Hollywood clientele dining at his restaurant that day, Cardini rustled up what he could find in the way of a salad and proceeded to make a show of preparing the salad live in front of his audience. Now, this added touch of a live chef performance, while not winning him an Oscar, thrilled his guests. The salad also managed to do justice to all the pomp and flair that went into the making of it. It was the smash success of this that catapulted Caesar Cardini to fame and gave the Caesar salad its name. Today, the Caesar salad is one of the most popular salads throughout the world. American chef Julia Child recalls that one of her earliest childhood restaurant memories was going to Caesar's and trying out the salad, which she mentions in her book From Julia's Kitchen. Now, while variations exist all over, one thing is for sure. Everyone loves a good Caesar salad. So we guess we have prohibition and necessity, the mother of invention, to thank for this. So it all started, like I said, 1924. Caesar Cardini thinks on his feet to create the salad that tantalizes the taste buds till today. Wallace Simpson introduces Europe to the Caesar salad in the 30s. 1948, Caesar salad dressing is patented. The Cardini family patents the famous salad dressing. Caesar salad crowned as the greatest in 1953, and the International Society of Epicures in Paris laud the Caesar salad as the greatest recipe to originate in the Americas in the last 50 years. And then finally, in 2010, Caesar's restored as a legacy restaurant. The local family, the Placiensas, reopened and restored Caesar's after it fell into disarray and closed down. Okay, here are your activities. you got to tuck into a Caesar salad. Choose to go the authentic route by going to your nearest Italian restaurant and trying out their Caesar salad. It's bound to be on the menu of half of the restaurants around you, Italian or otherwise. Maybe even do your own survey by sampling the Caesar salads in all your favorite eating joints. Create your own version. You know, the best part about cooking is that you can take a recipe and make it your own. Feel free to experiment with making your own Caesar salad, adding more ingredients and tweaking it to suit your diet or lifestyle choice. We recommend adding some chicken and smoky bacon, but you're free to dress it as you like. And make an Insta-worthy salad and post a picture online. Yeah, make a beautiful classic Caesar salad. Put it in your most beautiful salad bowl. Choose an aesthetically pleasing background and take some beautiful photos of it to post on your social media. Don't forget to use the hashtag National Caesar Salad Day. So here are 5 surprising facts about Caesar salad. The largest Caesar salad record held in Tijuana, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, in 2007, Caesar salad was made in Tijuana, Mexico, weighing more than 3 tons. 6,000 pounds, folks. Yep. Thanks to its popularity, the demand for romaine lettuce increased and led to more than 600% increased consumption in the U.S. There's also a large crouton, too. The original Caesar salad just had one large crouton in the middle of it. Most of the time, you can get it with pieces of crouton in it. And before the invention of the Caesar salad, salads were considered a side and never the main dish in their own right. Well, you can thank the Caesar salad for the first salad to become an actual full meal, because if you add other meats to it, like chicken or shrimp, you get a complete meal out of it. Fingers, not forks. Yes, the original salad had the ingredients on a bed of romaine lettuce with the stalks facing out and was eaten with one's fingers. Ugh, yeah. And why we love National Caesar Salad Day. Why wouldn't we love it? Well, it's delicious. This is a no-brainer. You would be hard-pressed to find someone who hates Caesar salad, which is a testament to the fact that this salad is a crowd pleaser the world over. And not only is it hearty and filling, but the dressing itself can be used for a variety of other salads and dishes. It's versatile. You know, this iconic dish can be modified to suit almost every diet type and is bound to satisfy. Plus, it's a salad, and we all know salads are healthy, so let's keep it at that. And it supports the lettuce farmers. Yes, thanks to the huge rise in popularity of the salad, the demand and consumption of romaine lettuce had increased in the United States alone by about 600%. Hence, more acres of farmland are devoted to growing romaine lettuce, which helps support local farmers. And there you have it, friends. National Caesar Salad Day. It's going to be an interesting one with the barbecue ribs. Looking to see if there's any more food on this one. Nope. Other holidays you can look at is National Hillbilly Day, Jackfruit Day, Independence from Meat for all you vegetarian people out there, Caribbean Community Day. It's a lot of other good stuff. Look them up. July holidays, nationaldaytoday.com. What is it? That's where we get all of our information from. All right, coming up next, you're going to be looking at the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Oh, yeah, we're going to look at that, give you a little bit of history about it, some background, and who is the reigning champion? Well, his name is Joey Chestnut, and he continues to reign supreme. So we'll look at his wonderful reign, and, of course, we will definitely look at the history of the contest itself and how it all got started. We will be right back, right after this important message.
At the river mouth, the bears catch only the tastiest, most tender salmon. Which is exactly what we at John West want. John West endured the worst to bring you the best.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat with the man your man could smell like. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Ship my pants? Right here? Ship my pants, you're kidding. You can ship your pants right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants, and it's very convenient.
Very convenient.
I just shipped my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie.
I just shipped my bed.
If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the Information Purification Directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology, where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. Our unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people. One will, one resolve, one cause. Our enemies shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me? I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Please, give him Mr. Green? Mr. Green?
Yeah.
You need any help?
Mm-mm.
I just want you to know, I think you're the best ever.
Yeah, sure.
Want my Coke? It's okay, you can have it.
No.
Really, you can have it.
Okay.
A Coke and a smile makes me feel good. Makes me feel nice.
Be around.
That's the way it should be. I like to see
Hey, kid.
the whole world smiling with me. Coca-Cola as life. Have a Coke and
Thanks, Mean Joe.
smile.
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
Santa? Yeah. Christmas in July with the M&Ms, boys. You gotta love it, folks. And welcome back to DMS 3000 News Live. I am Jason DeCanio on this 4th of July. Happy Independence Day to all of you here. We're going to continue our look at what's going on in the world of Independence Day. We have a very interesting topic. I think you'll enjoy this one. It is the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. Oh, yeah. what 4th of July would not be without the hot dog eating contest? And of course, I think ESPN was the proud channel to televise the hot dog eating contest some years ago, and they've continued the tradition. But let's really delve into it and look at it from a standpoint. Of course, like I said, all the information comes from the Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. So the Nathan's Famous International Hot Dog Eating Contest. This is the annual American Hot Dog Competitive Eating Competitions held each year on July 4th at Nathan's Famous Corporation's original and best-known restaurant at the corner of Surf and Stillwell Avenues in Coney Island, a neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York. The contest has gained public attention in recent years due to the stardom of Takaru, the Tsunami Kobayashi, and Joey Jaws Chestnut. Yes, the defending men's champion is Chestnut, who ate 63 hot dogs in the 2022 contest. The defending women's champion is Miki Sudo, who also ate 40 hot dogs in 2022. Now, here are the official rules, because everybody I asked, well, what do you think the rules are? And I've got a whole slew of answers to the simple rules of the hot dog eating contest. But these rules are sanctioned. This is the Major League Eating, sanctioned by the International Federation of Competitive Eating. They have sanctioned this event ever since 1997. And today, only entrants currently under contract by the MLE can compete in the contest. The field of about 20 contestants typically includes the following: any past champion, winners of a regional qualifying contest for that season, individuals qualifying as one of two wild cards, highest two average qualifier scores without winning a single qualifier, and those invited by special invitation of the MLE. Now, the competitors stand on a raised platform behind a long table with drinks and Nathan's Famous hot dogs in the buns. Most contestants have water on hand, but other kind of drinks can and have been used. Condiments are allowed, but usually are not used. The hot dogs are allowed to cool slightly after grilling to prevent possible mouth burns. The contestant that consumes and keeps down to the most hot dogs and buns in 10 minutes is declared the winner. The length of the contest has changed over the years. Previously 12 minutes, and in some years only 3.5 minutes. Since 2008, it's been 10 minutes. Spectators watch and cheer on the eaters from close proximity. A designated scorekeeper is paired with each contestant, flipping a number board since 2020, adjusting the digital board, counting each hot dog consumed. Partially eaten hot dogs count, and the granularity of measurement is eighths of a length. Hot dogs still in the mouth at the end of regulation count if they are subsequently swallowed. Yellow penalty cards can be issued for messy eating, and red penalty cards can be issued for reverse of fortune, which results in disqualification. If there is a tie, the contestants go to a 5 hot dog eat-off to see who can eat that many the quickest. Further ties will result in a sudden death eat-off of eating one more hot dog in the fastest time. And after the winner is declared, a plate showing the number of hot dogs eaten by the winner is brought out for photo opportunities. Now, the winner of the men's competition is of the coveted international bejeweled mustard yellow belt. The belt is of unknown age and value, according to the IFOCE co-founder George Shea, and rests in the country of its owner. In 2011, Sonia Thomas won the inaugural women's competition and its bejeweled pink belt. Various other prizes have been awarded over the years. For example, in 2004, Orbitz donated a travel package to the winner. Starting in 2007, cash prizes have been awarded to the top finishers. Now, the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest has been held at the original location on Coney Island most years since about 1972, usually in conjunction with Independence Day. Nathan's promoter, Mortimer "Morty" Matz, claimed Then on July 4th, 1916, 4 immigrants held a hot dog eating contest at Nathan's famous stand on Coney Island to settle an argument about who was the most patriotic. And then in 1973, 14-year-old Michael Rabin won the contest and was on local Channel 7 News. Due to the meat shortage and to avoid bad press, Nathan's had to pretend the contest never happened, therefore not listing Michael Rabin as the winner. This year marks the 50th anniversary of winning the contest. Now, Nathan made the spurious claim that the contest has been held each year since then, except 1941 as a protest to the war in Europe, and in 1971 as a protest to political unrest in the U.S. A man by the name of Jim Mullen is said to have won the first contest, although accounts vary. One account describes Jimmy Durante, who was not an immigrant, as competing in that all-immigrant inaugural contest, which was judged by Eddie Cantor and Sophie Tucker. Another describes the event as beginning in 1917 and pitted Mae West's father, Jack, against entertainer Eddie Cantor. Then in 2010, however, promoter Matz admitted to having fabricated the legend of the 1916 start date with a man named Max Rosie in the early 1970s as part of a publicity stunt. The legend grew over the years to the point where the New York Times and other publications were known to have repeatedly listed 1916 as the inaugural year, although no evidence of the contest exists. And as Coney Island is often linked with recreational activities of the summer season, several early contests were held on other holidays associated with summer besides Independence Day. For example, multiple contests in the 1970s were scheduled on Memorial Day or Labor Day. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, the competition was dominated by Japanese contestants, particularly Kobayashi, who won 6 consecutive contests from 2001 to 2006. In 2001, Kobayashi transformed the competition and the world of competitive eating by downing 50 hot dogs, smashing the previous record of 25.5. The Japanese eater introduced advanced eating and training techniques that shattered previous competitive eating world records. The rise in popularity of the event coincided with the surge in popularity of the worldwide competitive eating circuit. Then on July 4th, 2011, Sonia Thomas became the champion of the first Nathan's hot dog eating contest for women. Previously, women and men had competed against each other, except for one Memorial Day competition held in 1975. Eating 40 hot dogs in 10 minutes, Thomas earned the inaugural Pepto-Bismol-sponsored pink belt and won $10,000. In recent years, a considerable amount of pomp and circumstance have surrounded the days leading up to the event, which has become an annual spectacle of competitive entertainment. The event is presented on an extravagant stage, complete with colorful live announcers and an overall party atmosphere. And the day before the contest is a public weigh-in with the mayor of New York City. Now, some competitors don flamboyant costumes and or makeup, while others may promote themselves with eating-related nicknames. On the morning of the event, they have a heralded arrival to Coney Island on the Bus of Champions and are called to the stage individually during introductions. In 2013, 6-time defending champion Joey Chestnut was escorted to the stage in a sedan chair. Now, the competition draws many spectators and worldwide press coverage. In 2007, an estimated 50,000 came out to witness the event. In 2004, a 3-story high hot dog eating wall of fame was erected at the site of the annual contest, and the wall lists past winners and has a digital clock which counts down the minutes until the next contest. Despite substantial damage suffered at Nathan's due to Hurricane Sandy in October 2012, the location was repaired, reopened, and the 2013 event was held as scheduled. Now, ESPN has long enjoyed solid ratings from its broadcast of the hot dog eating contest on Independence Day, And on July 1st, 2014, the network announced it had extended its agreement with Major League Eating and will broadcast the contest through 2024. The event continues to be recognized for its power as a marketing tool. In 2020, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the contest was held without spectators at an indoor location in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and only 5 eaters competed in each category instead of the usual 15. In 2021, the event was held at Mayo Mendes Park with a reduced crowd of 7,000. 2003 former National League football player William the Refrigerator Perry competed as a celebrity contestant. And though he had won a qualifier by eating 12 hot dogs, he only ate 4 at the contest, stopping after just 5 minutes. The celebrity contestant experiment has not been held since. At the 2007 contest, the results were delayed to review whether defending champion Kobayashi had vomited, also known as a Roman method incident or reversal of fortune, in the final seconds of regulation. Such an incident results in the disqualification of the competitor under the rules of the IFOCE. Now, the judges ruled in Kobayashi's favor. A similar incident occurred involving Kobayashi in 2002 in a victory over Eric Badlands Booker. Kobayashi has not competed in the contest since 2009 due to his refusal to sign an exclusive contract with Major League Eating, which is the current sanctioning body of the contest. So in 2010, he was arrested by police after attempting to jump on the stage after the contest was over and disrupt the proceedings. Some witnesses reported that Kobayashi was attempting to congratulate the winner, Joey Chestnut. On August 15th of 2010, all charges against Kobayashi were dismissed by a judge in Brooklyn, and despite his 6 consecutive victories in their annual event, Nathan's removed Kobayashi's image from their Wall of Fame in 2011. Kobayashi again refused to compete in 2011, but instead conducted his own hot dog eating exhibition, consuming 69 HDB, that's the hot dogs and the buns, 7 more than Chestnut accomplished in the Nathan's contest. The sports website Deadspin deemed Kobayashi's solo appearance an improbably perfect up yours to the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Well, the results since 2022, Joey Chestnut's been on a tear since 2007. He has won the contest 16 years in a row, Joey Chestnut. And he seems to average between about 60 to 70 hot dogs per year. That's a lot. Last year, he only ate 63, But the year before that, he had 76, and in 2020, he had 75. Before the pandemic, he had whopped to 71, and 2018, he had 74, and, well, like I said, he averages between 60 and 75 hot dogs per year. Kobayashi, well, he only ate in his reign, which was from 2001 to 2006, he only averaged 44 to about 53 hot dogs. So really, Joey Chestnut ate him out of house and home more than ever. And for all the sake purposes out there, Joey Chestnut is a proven eat man. He is a hot dog connoisseur. Guys, look, we can have debates all day on the show as to who was the best darn hot dog eating person in the world. Well, the results, they go even farther than that. But like I said, these guys who used to eat in the contest when they did it for 12 minutes were only averaging between 10 and 20 hot dogs per competition. So, really, Joey Chestnut has blapped out the competition big time, okay? The first hot dog eating contest, the centennial celebration of the invention of the hot dog, 1967, Walter Paul, 127. The contest was held on June 30th, designated as the 100th anniversary of the invention of the hot dog, and was won by a 400-pound, 32-year-old truck driver. The prize was a trophy proclaiming him the world's champion hot dog eater. He consumed the hot dogs over the period of 1 hour flat, so it was a 60-minute time limit. Prior to 1968 to 71, after that, they only had a time limit of maybe 3.5 minutes to the 10-minute ones. So that was the only time that they actually had a full hour. But again, it goes back to what we said before. Joey Chestnut, in his 16-year reign, right now, folks, is breaking world records. This guy trains for this kind of competition. You know what you got to do in order to have that many hot dogs put in your body? You got to have at least fast for a week. And then, as you're eating the hot dog with the bun, you are consuming. Some people dip the hot dog and the bun in water or lemonade or, something of that sort. What's your opinion about this hot dog eating contest? Is it really worth all of the fuss? Are we really showing off our true hot dog eating styles? I don't know, folks. But the heavy debate about this whole thing is that it's a tradition that's been going on since 1968 at the Nathan's location in Coney Island. And what better way to celebrate Independence Day than to stuff your face with hot dogs, French fries, and a drink. And if you really want to go crazy, you would not only take that hot dog and have your French fries, but you would swap it down with a mango slushy, a mango drink. Yeah, mango juice. That's Papaya King, actually. Papaya King, the big place out there in Brooklyn, is famous for its hot dogs and papaya juice. Something about a hot dog and papaya juice makes everybody just flock there for two and a cup of juice, So what can we say? Hot dogs, the all-American food of Independence Day. And we can say, thank you, Joey Chestnut, for continuing to give us inspiration. How many hot dogs will this guy eat today? Well, like I said, he ate 63. Now remember, Joey Chestnut put a protester who ran onto the stage during the event in a chokehold. Jeffrey Esper finished second. James Webb had 41, and he finished third. So, yeah. If you all recall what Joey Chestnut did last year with that protester, good for him, good for Joey Chestnut. Show him who's boss. Show him that not only can you douse that many hot dogs in as little as 10 minutes, but make sure that not only that, when you've got a full stomach of hot dogs, you go up there and you put the guy in a chokehold. I mean, really, for all time's sakes, folks, let's just say that hot dog eating contests, well, they bring out the best in people. Amazing that it is. And the lady who was up against on the women's side was Miko Sudo. She's American. She only 40. So Joey's out eating even the women by about at least 23 to 35 hot dogs per contest. That's right. So, I mean, what is his strategy? What is his secret? You think he's going to tell? You think he's going to expose himself? I don't know about that. But you can definitely catch the hot dog eating contest today on ESPN. I think it goes right at 12 noon. Right, it starts at noon. So if you get there before anything else, prepare yourself for an interesting day of hot dogs, French fries, and papaya juice. Fun stuff. I love it, man. Well, like I said, Independence Day. There's a couple of things I wanted to kind of bring up to you. If you have pets today, and you're the kind of owner that knows that your dog cannot stand fireworks. And I mean, it literally will just like hide, run away from it. Just, do yourself a favor and don't force the dog to sit there and watch or listen to the fireworks. Take the dog back inside, watch the show on TV, pet the dog, make him feel like he's tops on today, because all of our doggy friends deserve to have not only their ears salvaged, but their nerves intact. Okay? And there are people, and I don't like fireworks either. I think they're too loud. I mean, if you really want to watch the fireworks, watch it on TV. PBS always has that great fireworks show every year, that I think it's from Washington, D.C. So catch it on PBS. Or just like I say, watch it from a safe distance, folks. Be safe. That's the key to being to having a great Independence Day. Always be safe on the holidays. And of course, the holiday is on a Tuesday today, so of course we'll have to go back to work tomorrow. Speaking of working tomorrow and everything, DMS 3000 News Live continues this week with Brandon Martin, picking up Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. What is Brandon going to be talking about? Well, you're just going to have to watch and find out what he's going to be discussing over the next 3 days. But I turn the reins over to the man who has done a fantastic job with picking up this show at 8 o'clock in the morning. So with that, I want to wish Brandon Martin and everybody from the David 3000 Network a happy 4th of July. Please be safe. And remember always to be honest, to be real, and keep it simple, stupid. Kiss. I will see you next week on Monday and Tuesday. And Brandon's going to come in and do the show the next 3 days. From all of us here at the David 3000 Network, have a great rest of the 4th of July. Take care.
Don't forget to subscribe to the David Dyson Network for great more content like this one.